Good day, everybody. My name is Hervé Nsumba. I'm a senior electrical engineer at Neosan. Thank you once again for joining this webinar. I think we're going to spend quite good time explaining to you what Neosan can offer to your business as well as to your home. Part of this agenda, we are going to discuss more about the real case, the real business scenario and case studies. We're going to talk about indicative prices and a monthly rent loan plus the PPA. We're going to talk about indicative cost savings for business as well as the return on investment for investors. We're going to talk about our operation and maintenance plan, as well as we're going to have a Q&A session to allow you to ask any questions that you might have. Again, my name is Hervé Nsumba. I'm a senior electrical engineer at NEOSUN Energy here in South Africa. I bring with me a vast experience into the renewable energy sector, especially into the solar energy as well as battery backup. Area of my expertise is the engineering and design, component choices, construction management, and business and operation management. First of all, I'm going to introduce you to NEOSUN Energy. NEOSUN Energy is a global EPC company. NEOSUN does not only do the EPC work, which is the engineering, procurement, and construction work, but NEOSUN has got its own warehouse where we do manufacturing of our own solar panels, manufacturing of our own batteries, as well as inverters, as well as the mounting structure. So we come up with a tailor-made solution to your need so that we can satisfy your requirement. Our target audience or industry, it's mainly the manufacturing industry. We're talking about the warehouses, shopping malls, like shopping centers, commercial offices, mining facilities, as well as we are now digging into residential area. We've got about 7 offices and warehouse globally. And as you can see on this presentation, the green dots, that where we have got project and dealers selling our equipment. Neosan main activities, as I mentioned initially, it's EPC work, which is engineering, procurement, and construction, as well as manufacturing and designing, as well as manufacturing of a solar PV component. Our target solar PV system size is between 50 and 10 megawatts. We can go bigger depending on the customer requirement. Energy storage, we're looking at 10 kilowatt hour energy storage up to 10 megawatt hour of battery storage. As well, we can go bigger and we can customize this based on the customer requirement. And we've got our own Neosan powerhub, which is a containerized solution that comes with everything into one container: solar panels, inverters, batteries, as well as an option for diesel generator. This is mostly for remote areas, but we are going to talk more about the powerhub at a later stage of this presentation. All right, so I will start off from our commercial solar plants, where we've got different type of solution. We've got an on-grid solution, we've got an off-grid solution, and hybrid solution. So let's start with on-grid solution. So the on-grid solution is the cheapest solution, which is made just of solar panels, inverters, and connection to your main distribution board. The solution comes ideally just to reduce your electricity bills, because the system works in conjunction with the grid, like in parallel with the national electricity grid. In this scenario, in this setup, we've got 3 scenarios. The first scenario is when your solar PV system generates more energy than what your load requires, excess energy can be exported to the grid, or that excess energy can be curtailed, which means that the system is only going to generate what is required from your load. That's the first scenario. Second scenario is when your solar PV system generates exactly the same amount that your load requires, all the power is going to flow back to your load, which means that you don't draw any power from the grid. Reduction of bills, that's where it comes from. And if your solar PV system is also generating less power than what you require, what will happen is the power that is all generated from the solar PV system is going to flow to your load, and the deficit is going to be drawn from the grid to make up the shortfall. So that's ideally the on-grid solar system. But the only drawback about the on-grid solar system is that if the grid fails, the solar PV system fails as well. Reason being is because when the grid fails, there could be some maintenance guys working on the line, and they don't allow you to have your solar PV system operating, because you can push power back into the grid and get the guys shocked. So this can bring up to 55% savings, and you can even achieve more savings if you have to shift your load during the day, in midday, like heavy machinery, forklift, stuff like that. It can actually greatly assist you to reduce your energy consumption or electricity bills. We've got a case study of a farm in Pumalanga where we've got 105 solar PV system. Then we're just talking about 105 because it's a normal average size solar PV system that will help you understand a little bit more. We have got bigger size than this 2, 3, 4, 5 megawatts, but we're talking about 105. For example, this client is spending about 1.1 million rand to have this solar PV system installed. And the payback period on this system is about 1 year. This is inclusive of the 12B section tax deduction. This is a program from the government. We're going to talk about the 12B section at a later stage in this presentation. If you look at the monthly savings, this client is saving about 55% on his electricity bills. This is if he purchases the system on cash basis, once off payment. But if he goes with our own available rent-to-own options, where you have got no upfront payment, he can make up to 35% savings, which is incredible. And down here, we're going for off-grid system. After on-grid system, we've got an off-grid system. Off-grid system are systems that are not connected to the grid. These are systems that are ideal in a place where there is no grid. In rural areas, in villages, farms, somewhere where the grid is not available. So this solar PV system can be able to cover up to 100% your energy demand. It's usually made of solar panels, of a grid inverter, as well as solar panels, hybrid inverter, as well as of batteries. And the battery can actually cover you for about 24 hours. But there is a plan B, which is a diesel generator. The diesel generator is there to back you up on cloudy days when there is no sun for 1, 2, or 3 days. Then you can be able to start your diesel generator to charge your battery and cover your load. And this solar PV, this setup can actually cover you for 100% of your energy demand. And this is ideal, as I said, for places where there is no grid available. For that, we have got what we call a power hub. This is a containerized solution that is custom made by NEOSUN Energy. And this is a containerized solution. It comes with a fire protection system and it can be customized to your need. It can be done in a sort of office, as you can see on the pictures. We've got a top view, the end view, the full view. And this comes in a range of 12 to 50 kilowatts and with battery storage as well as with a diesel generator. But it can be customized to your need and based on your requirement as a customer. This is more ideal for places where there is no grid, rural areas, as well as remote areas. Here is another graphical design of the containerized solution, which is a power hub. You can see there is a little office here with some chairs and desk. You can see there is battery banks as well as inverters. This is ideal for mining industry, road construction, rural grocery, post office, bank branch, rural schools, and other off-grid applications. Then we move to the hybrid solutions. The hybrid solution is a solution that is made of solar panels, hybrid inverters, batteries. And for most of commercial and industrial places, they've got a diesel generator that is existing. Neosan can be able to integrate your diesel generator into the solar solution, which means that you don't lose your asset will still work for you. I would like to explain more about the hybrid solution. So the way the hybrid solution works, there is also 3 scenarios here. When your load demand is more or is less than, let's say start by less. If your load demand is less than what your energy, your solar panels are producing, the energy generated by the solar panel is going to be consumed first because that will be your primary source of supply. It's going to flow to your loads and the excess energy is going to be used to charge your battery. And once the battery is fully charged, there is option that you can be able to export this excess energy to the grid to get credit. That's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is when your solar PV system generates the same amount that your load requires, which means that all the power generated by the solar PV system will flow through to your load directly. And the last scenario is when your solar PV system now is generating less than what your load demand is. What will happen is all the power is going to flow to your load. And the system is going to look into the battery. If there is power into the battery, it will draw that power to make the shortfall. But if it's not sufficient, it will also draw from the grid just to make the deficit or satisfy your load demand. So that's how the hybrid solution works. However, there is an option where we can be able to integrate the generator into this setup. For clients that have got only generator and do not require battery storage, Neosan can be able to put up a system in place where your diesel generator is synchronizing with your solar PV system and reduce your diesel consumption, which means that because the diesel generator is required to operate at about 30%, what will happen is we have got a control device that can be able to keep your generator running at 30%, and the rest of the power is being supplied by the solar, which means that you get a reduction of about 70% in your diesel consumption. Here is a case study in a processing plant in Roteng. It's about 348 solar PV system with 800 kilowatt hour battery. So this is just for illustration purposes that we have taken these cases. Looking at this system, the client is getting his investment back in about 3 years. This is inclusive of the 12B section tax deduction from the government. And here on a monthly savings, the client saves about 90%, which means that the client is 90% self-sufficient and is only drawing 10% energy from the grid, which means that his bills goes down by 90%. This is big savings. And if you want to go for our rent to own, which is an option that is available to all the customers, he can save up to 75% without any upfront payment. This is incredible. 75%, no upfront capex. You just sign off the paper and then the system is installed and you just pay a monthly installment. Again, at the beginning of this presentation, I've mentioned that Neosan is not only the EPC company that does engineering, procurement, and construction, but we also design and manufacture our own solar equipment or solar components. Here is one of the example of the batteries that we manufacture. These batteries are available in low voltage as well as in high voltage batteries. It comes in terms of racks where you can be able to customize them to achieve the size of the battery that you require by stacking up X number of batteries in a rack to achieve your energy demand. I'll run you through the power purchase agreement, which is the PPA. We have got the long term, which is 10 to 30 years, but it can be customized to the client need. If the client want maybe 5, 7, 8, 10 years, 15 years, it can be done. We've got a fixed escalation rate of about 6%, which is very cheaper, which is very lower than the current ESCOM escalation, which is about between 16 and 18%. And we have got the option to buy out the system. Whenever you want to buy the system, there is available options where you can decide to say, I would like to buy the system. And we are open to discussion and look at the value of the system at that given point and sell it to you in full. We're talking about the roadmap, and this is the procedure that Neosan takes from development to construction and hand over the project. We start by putting up an initial BOQ, which is a non-binding offer that we show the client. And if the client is happy with that, what we do is we plan for a feasibility studies to establish the requirement. After that is done, the client will pay 50% of, depending, this is done case by case, the client will have to pay 50% of the feasibility studies cost, and Neosan is going to conduct the feasibility studies and provide the final design, the final cost calculation, as well as the project schedule. Then the customer will, once he signed the EPC contract and is happy, and if the client is buying by cash or if he's getting a loan or is going for the rent-to-own option, that will be the next step. And the next step will be the construction of the solar PV system, as well as the operation and maintenance. Neosan will offer the customer the operation and maintenance system, which I'm going to talk in details on the next slide. here is the operation and maintenance system. So operation and maintenance, this is just to make sure that your system perform to its best or to its maximum efficiency. Based on the energy output that we have predicted into our design and our simulation, we need to achieve them by doing the operation and maintenance of the site, which number one is monitoring. We do a daily online monitoring of your system and we report the issue and address them. And if in a case where there is a technician that is required to go to site to troubleshoot, we can send a technician to site within 16 working hours, which means 2 days. And on top of that, we've got our preventive maintenance, which means that we will have to visit the site regardless of site having an issue or not. We'll keep visit that site every quarter of the year. And that visit of the site will consist of a site maintenance. The general maintenance, first of all, we will clean the panels, like every quarter of the year, cleaning of the panels. And we're talking about structure where we have got visual verification, looking for any rust. And we're talking about PV module where we've got, we look at thermographic verification, looking for hotspot and poor contact, and looking at the inverters where we've got mechanical and hotspot verification. And we've got your LV, which is the low voltage panels, where we look at the mechanical and hotspot verifications. That's what consists of our operation and maintenance. And we offer this operation and maintenance at a cheaper rate, which is about 1 to 1.5% of the total project cost, while the market price is between 2 to 5%. However, we can also offer this at free of charge, depending on the size of the project. 12B section, this is the tax incentive that we get from the client, from the government, sorry. This was announced in 2023 national budget. It's available for all the South African business, and you can be able to save up to 52%. And that service is available. We can be able to put you in contact with our services that can assist you claim the 12B section tax incentive. Example of the project that we have completed in Neosan, this is a 582 ground mount solar PV system that was installed. This for an irrigation system. We have got this system that was installed in 2020. This is 102 kilowatt peak system ground mount. And we've got Alliance, which is one of the big insurance company that we have installed about 66 kilowatt peak system. Here is a farm in Russia. We've installed about 117 kilowatt peak system, which is a ground mount. And this is one of the powerhub, one of our customized containerized solutions. And you can see how it looks inside. And this was also installed. Now we move to the Q&A session. However, this is our contact. If you'd like to reach out to me, like to drop me an email, would like to get in touch with us, maybe for maybe advice, consulting, or would like to get something from Neosan, we are available. Here is my contact details, my cell phone number, and my email address. And I'd like just to emphasize to say that Neosan is an international company that has been in the market since 2015. It's actually new in South Africa, and we are offering a very cheap price currently, which is on promotion, because we want to establish ourselves in the market. So what I would like to give as advice, it's at this current stage, you should grab your opportunity to get a very good solar PV system installed at a very cheaper price. I think that's it from my side. If there is any question, I will open up for the session of questions, and I will be happy to answer all your questions. Yes, Mr. Joseph. Hi.
Yeah, how are you? How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing, sir?
I must congratulate you for the very good presentation.
Thank you.
I was blind in connection with the solar how it works, but you have opened me fully.
Right. Happy to hear that.
My issue with this, I spoke to Dumitru last week sometime, and they sent me some quotation regarding all the issues. I am setting up the fish farm in Zambia.
Okay.
Okay, and my question, are you guys, can you come and install this system in Zambia?
Yeah, look, Neosan is an international company. We are open to doing business in Africa. So we would have to look at the system size. If you can share with us the information as per Dimitri request, we can put up a system together and then we can have it installed.
And for that, I think I will speak much with Dmitry, and I see that you are based in Cape Town.
Yes.
I think I'll make some appointments so that I can come and see you physically.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Joseph. It will be a pleasure meeting you. Then, guys, thank you very much. We'll share with you the minute for this presentation. Dimitri, I'm not sure if you have something to say.
No, thank you so much for the presentation. I think it was really deep for our guests. And I just want to remind everyone that if you have any questions, me, Kamo, and other people from the sales team are always welcome. Also, Hervé is here, his telephone number and email. He's our senior engineer, so he's ready to answer your questions about some technical things. And about the solar loans, rent-to-own conditions, and quotations, for sure, me, Dimitri, Canva, and all the team members, you can get in a dialogue with us via website, form, via WhatsApp, or so by any means. Thank you.